Until we begin to understand, just because it's not a part of my world, if your heart doesn't break for the concerns and cares of what your brothers and sisters are going for, you have to begin to ask the question, am I in line? Have I allowed my heart to be in line with the God that I say I love? Because he loves us all. And if we don't begin to realize that the problems of my brother and sister I need to feel and understand what that means. I can't alienate and separate myself because it's not a part of it. Guys, it's part of my own journey. Some of the things that I learned over time, some of the things that can I be honest with you guys? I'm about to say some things right now that I can guarantee you that a number of people who are watching me who are white may have no idea what I'm about to say, but I can guarantee you the overwhelming majority of my black brothers and sisters will know exactly what I'm talking about. Because when the issue comes up, people say, well, talk about slavery. Well, listen to me. How many of you understood that when the 13th Amendment was passed, that there was a loophole in it that said that people could remain in servitude as long as they had committed a crime? And whether we realize it or not, a part of our history was that people were incarcerated for petty things that were vagrancy, loitering, things that we wouldn't even think about, and people were, again, put into servitude and hired out from the prison systems back to the plantations. That's a part of our history, guys. How many of my white brothers and sisters understand 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street? I can guarantee a lot of my black brothers and sisters know exactly what I'm talking about. Because one of the most prosperous African-American communities, okay, a situation happened, a mob ensued, tore it down, burned it down, and all the legitimate claims that were put in for insurance were denied. Yeah, that's a part of our history. How about Jim Crow laws? How about equal but separate? That we tolerated things like this. And guys, I don't mean to be hard, but listen, just as a church, if you've never read Dr. King's letters from the Birmingham jail, he confronted his white fellow ministers over these issues and said, come on, guys, this should unite us. This should bring us together. Why would we ever be divided over this? But yeah, whether you realize the Supreme Court ruling over the Dred Scott case, if you don't know what it is, look it up, because I'm not even going to tell you what it means, because it is horrible part of U.S. history. But why have we swept most of this under the rug? I have members, people that I love dearly. I mean, trust me, World War II, thankful that America brought peace to this threat of Nazi, terrorism to the world. But you know what? Black and white fought equally in that war. Courageously, valiantly, patriotically. And why did the GI Bill give many of the black veterans not the opportunity, the same things? These are parts of our history. On a personal note, where it came personal to me, I never understood the practice. I didn't even know it was a legal aspect. It's actually not legal, but it's been going on in America, had been going on for a long time, called redlining. Back then, if you know my past history, I was an insurance agent. And the company, one of the primary companies that I represented, lost a federal lawsuit in Detroit over the practice of redlining. And so one of the issues had become that they were required to make all of the people who worked in their company go through diversity training. Now here's the point. I had a dear friend years ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s, who used to help me run the youth group. Yeah, I used to run the youth group years ago, okay? And my friend Ethel was a very educated, brilliant woman who had back then, six-figure income salary. She was an executive at Federal Express, sharp dresser, nice car, beautiful home. We were friends. And I knew Ethel loved to shop. And one day, I called her out. I said, Ethel, because she said, I'm going to Scarsdale to go shopping. And I'm like, Ethel, why are you going shopping all the way down in Scarsdale? And she says this to me. Because, Ken, whether you realize it or not, the people around here, when I go to stores, they won't help me. Now, I'm going to tell off on myself because this was my ignorance, my stupidity. I thought in my head, I never said it out loud. Really, Ethel? Is that really true? I mean, is that something, is that you, are you thinking? And then guys, when we went through diversity training, I had a moment that I was horrified by. Because there was this, we had to watch this film. It was a news agency investigative story that happened where they took a white man and a black man, equal education, and put them through in St. Louis, Missouri, all these different things. And the one that broke my heart, because all of it, I was mortified and absolutely ashamed. But the one that broke my heart, white gentleman went into a shoe store, hardly anybody there. The salesman was falling over his feet to help him. Hour later, the black gentleman went into the same store, same salesman there. Not anybody more in the store than was before. And he ignored him. Never even helped him. And I said in that moment, that's what my friend Ethel was attempting to tell me, and I was too stupid to understand it. And it began the journey of realizing that it's my friends and their understanding that helped me open up.